What's up, guys? It's Nick with Mystic Manifesting, and like I said, it's now Monday, right after Easter, and in the biblical terms, Jesus rose on Easter after his death, so we're now dying to the old versions of ourselves and rising in the new, higher consciousness. That's my goal now. All of us who haven't had success stories, we're getting our success stories. I've received 4 plus one of my own success stories over this past week, so I'll be sharing those coming up as we go. We're going to start out with what other topic but self-concept. I know that I repeat a lot of these, and like I said before, I didn't want to be repeating certain topics again and again, but certain people on the channel have reminded me it's important for 1, new viewers, 2, to give constant reminders. So I want to start with self-concept and why it's important. If you know my story, I mean, you've been around, you know I manifested my SP back 5 times or 5.5, 6, whatever you want to call it. And when I lost her, every single time I lost her, you could go back and you could trace. Every time I was on my mental diet, I had my self-concept high. I felt good about me. I loved me. I was focused and determined on what I was doing in life. Manifested back into my life like that. She was chasing me. Things were cool. Things were good. Then the second I'd start to waver, and it's like, okay, it's like she got my attention now, and it's like, wow, I really got that manifestation. Let me just focus on it and bask in that glory of manifesting this woman back into my life. Well, what happens then is, whereas I manifested her back as someone on my level, she's now being put up pedestal, 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 and I'm not worthy enough, I'm not worthy enough. And then guess what happens? Our power is gone. If we're the creators of our own reality, giving someone else the power is just ridiculous. Why are we going to say, okay, here, you tell me when I'm good enough? That makes no fucking sense. And I'm guilty of it. I mean, we just had a success story where recently, I mean, the past 2-3 months with her has been great. What happened? I had not much going on. I was feeling real confident with the channel and laid back. I was able to ease off it a little bit. My other channels, I was on break, waiting to see if I could get other people to work on the comedy stuff with me. I was killing it in the gym. That stuff was all under track and everything like that. Then what happened? Slowly pushing my family off, where it's like, nah, I'm going to go hang out with SP. I'm going to go do this with SP. My friends, same thing. And now all of a sudden she's getting higher and higher up on this pedestal. And then to the point where I'm losing myself. And then we go through that whole bridge of events, if you want to see, reference the last video, but where she's now greater than I am, and we're not equal anymore. And I feel like garbage about myself. And it took like a week-long process. I mean, when you get into this stuff and you really start to understand it and learn it, it's easy just to pull yourself back up. Not easy, I mean, I won't say I didn't struggle on it, but it's almost like, okay, wake the fuck up. Trust in the process, understand what you're doing is going to work, but we're not doing it to get a result. Let's also remember that too. We're not doing this to get a result. We're doing it because we feel good about ourselves. At the end of the day, we want to feel good about ourselves and be happy now. We're acting as if we already have something. We're living in the end, as Neville called it. So our goal is to live in the end. If we want to be in a loving, committed relationship with SP, but we're blocked, or we're in a situationship, or we're not even on that person's radar, we need to give ourselves that relationship before we receive it. If you're living in the end where you're falling asleep every night, sleeping next to that person in your imagination, you wake up, you think about them, your first thought about them should be a good, loving thought as if they were dating you already. When you look at yourself and you're admiring yourself in the mirror a little bit, give a little pose or something, this is what I used to do. I'd be walking my mirror, it's like, man, my SP is so lucky to have me. And then you just kind of build yourself up on that pedestal and you feel good. And honestly, I've heard this from other people and from myself. It's something I've known to be true. When you're in no contact, that's an amazing situation. And now let me just branch off this too. There's self-concept in other aspects of life. Specific person, we're talking about relationship, but there's other specific people. Your boss, your coworkers, your family, it doesn't matter. When you start seeing yourself as someone who's more confident, and I always say go to the gym. That's my background. That's what I like to do. I like to work out. A lot of people on this channel who've had success stories have started going to the gym. They're feeling good about themselves. It's a quick, easy way to hack your self-concept because you're doing something and you're getting a result. In the 3D world, we're used to, oh, I got to do this and then I'll have this. Okay, well, what we've learned is, this is a point Neville made, no matter what you do in the 3D world, it's not going to get you a result. It's all about what happens here first and inside here. As above, so below, as within, so without, right? So everything that we receive is because we once gave it to ourselves in our imagination. And if we feel good about ourselves, we believe we deserve it, and it's a little bit easier to get. It's like a hack to it. And I'm just telling you from personal experience. I'll never tell you to do anything I haven't done or where I haven't gotten results. So if you ask me a situation I haven't worked on before, I'll tell you what I think you should do, but I'm only going to be teaching from what I know. In terms of money, money is another thing that's something else. We act as if everything is separate. What is everyone is you pushed out? It's not just everyone, it's everything is you pushed out. Money is something that you could get, and you have preconceived notions on it usually. People say, oh, money's the root of all evil. Well, if you have money, you're a bad person. All this negative stuff that goes with money. This is what Joseph Murphy talked about years ago. If you have a negative belief of money, naturally your subconscious will want to push it away, push it away, push it away. It's good, it's natural, it's great that I have money. I feel good. I do good things with my money. I donate to people because I have money. Money comes back to me. Money flows in and out of my life. These are all affirmations you should have. Like I said, we're going to start focusing on stuff other than SP. Obviously, if SP stuff keeps coming up, I'll keep addressing it. That's kind of become my claim to fame, I guess, because of my story with my SP, but I've also manifested money. When it came to, what was my one story? I actually didn't get a lot of views, so we're going to redo that story too, but when I manifested $1,000 out of thin air, it appeared right in front of me with nobody around, $1,000. So there's always something coming into your life because of how you feel about yourself. That's where the law of attraction term comes from. You're attracting good stuff into your life. Why? Because you've turned yourself into a magnet. You're magnetized. That's another one of these terms from the old books. You've magnetized yourself. And I think Joseph Murphy uses that term a lot too. It's not usually a Neville one, but Neville teaches the same stuff. We're attracting in all these good things because we believe we already have them and we feel we're worthy of them. Even if they're not stuff we're consciously thinking about, sometimes good things are just appearing in your life because you feel you deserve it. You've pushed yourself mentally past the limit of lack and limitation and punishment and feeling unworthy. We want to feel worthy. We want to feel good. Every day, find something. This is where gratitude comes in as a hack. We want to be grateful. And grateful that we woke up. Grateful we had a place to sleep last night. Grateful we have our family and our friends. Grateful we have our health. Grateful we have whatever we have. There's always ways to be grateful for something. So, in short, let's be grateful for what we have. Let's be grateful for what we don't already have because we know it's coming and pretend like we have it now. Let's live in the end of having our desires. And number one, feel good about yourself, because if you feel good about yourself now and you feel you deserve the stuff now, it's not that hard to give it to yourself in your mind. It's not that hard to live in the end. So I know I've kind of riled up and I'm trying to keep the time, but I got this new stand and it's very bright and I'm trying to see how long I've been going. About 8 minutes now. I'm trying to keep these more quick and concise and be able to knock out a few of them each week. So right now, I'm standing over here listing out the first video post-Easter. We've got, like I said, 5 success stories, mine included, so mine's already been heard. That was the last video we made. Now, I'm going to start making videos on other people's success stories. They've all been SP stories, so we'll get right into those. Remember, guys, you can do whatever you want. The circumstances don't matter. I love you. I'll see you in the next video.